What is up, YouTube? Buckle up, because today we're going to tackle one of the funniest aviation fairy tales I've ever seen. A guy named Sean here has been parroting the mainstream line that planes follow the curvature of the Earth automatically thanks to gravity. Sounds official, doesn't it? Sounds quite sciencey, but when you actually break it down, when you check the logic, the math, and even what the pilots say themselves, the whole thing nosedives faster than Sean's argument. So today, I'm calmly, factually, and with a bit of humour going to dismantle every single claim, because this isn't just about planes. This is about how indoctrination works. People believe slogans, not science, and Sean here, he is a perfect example. Okay, so Sean very aggressively shown us the mainstream explanation for aviation. Basically, in other words, planes don't need to dip their nose. Gravity pulls them down to follow the curve, and lift balances the pull. Autopilot makes tiny constant corrections to keep them curved. Basically, the plane is half flying and half being babysat by this invisible nanny that they call gravity. It sounds very neat, doesn't it? But notice how they never show you any evidence. They never show you a pilot manual saying, remember, adjust pitch to follow the Earth's curvature. No, they just give you word salad and hope that you swallow it. So let's actually get factual. The globe model says that the Earth curves 8 inches per mile squared. That means at 1 mile, you've got 0.66 feet. At 10 miles, you've got 66 feet, and at 100 miles, you've got 6,600 feet. Can you see the recurring pattern of the numerology towards the mark of the beast? It always seems to pop up. Just like we went to the moon 66 years after the first ever aeroplane flight, or just like the first ever Apple device sold for $666.66. Now, a passenger jet cruises at around 500 miles per hour. That's 8.3 miles every minute according to the globe math. The Earth curves away about 2,770 feet per minute under the plane. That means that for a long flight, say 5 hours, a plane would need to adjust downward more than 150 miles just to stay level with the curve. So here is the million-dollar question. Where is the evidence of the planes dipping thousands of feet per minute? Autopilot doesn't do it, pilots don't do it, and the only place it happens is in a globe defender's imagination. Now let's check what the real aviation manuals say, what Sean actually posted on my video himself. Pilots are trained to maintain altitude relative to mean sea level, not relative to the center of a ball Earth. Sea level is treated as a flat datum. Altimeters are pressure based. They measure air pressure compared to a standard atmosphere. They do not bend with a globe. They give readings as if the Earth were flat layers of pressures stacked on top of each other. And pilots themselves literally say the same thing. You trim the aircraft, keep the nose level, engage autopilot, and it holds that altitude. That is it. I have literally spoke to so many pilots since making content. So, you know, it is what it is. No pilot is sitting there thinking, yes, better dip my nose 2,770 feet this minute to follow the magical curve. They're flying level, period. Here's where it gets a little bit funny. Let's compare Sean's comment to the mainstream article. Sean says that planes don't dip the nose, they just change lift. But this article that he posted say planes constantly adjust pitch at 0.02 degrees per second to follow the curve. So which is it? No dip at all or constant micro dips? They can't even agree on their own model. And this is where the indoctrination really shows. They throw the word gravity at every single problem. Planes follow the curve, gravity. Apple falls from the tree, gravity. You lose your keys, it must be gravity. You know, even the mainstream science admits that they don't know what it actually is. Newton said it was a force pulling you down, and Einstein came along and said, nope, it actually curved space-time, right? So is it actually a force pulling down, or geometry bending space? Or in Sean's imagination, is it a magical co-pilot keeping planes glued to a spinning ball? You know, they swap definitions whenever it's convenient for them. That isn't science whatsoever, it's storytelling. Now let's have a little reality check. Planes fly straight and level over a flat reference, meaning sea level, you know. Autopilot holds altitude, not curvature. Instruments are built assuming a level plane, not a spinning globe. If the Earth curvature was actually real, it would be measurable in aviation. It would be written in every flight manual. It would be mentioned by pilots in training. Instead, it's ignored. Because in practice, planes don't fly over a ball. They fly over a plane. That's why it's called an aeroplane and not an air curvature. So if Sean hops over to YouTube from Facebook, he might see that I've broken down every single angle, the math, the contradictions, the pilot manuals, the instruments that they use, and even the gravity fairy tale. What's left? Just blind belief in slogans. Well, the NASA logo actually means to deceive in Hebrew. So, Sean, my friend, you've been deceived. Planes don't follow a curve, they fly level. Gravity isn't babysitting your plane, and the only thing actually spiraling out of control is the logic of the globe defenders. If you're tired of being lied to, share this video, like it, and remember, I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby. And for all the YouTube people that don't know, we have just released our new t-shirts. Once you go flat, you never glow back. And we also have another design that says, I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby. If you want one of these t-shirts right now, before our website is released in mid-November, please just send me a private message and we can have these delivered within 48 hours. I love you all, beautiful people, and once again, I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.